Hello my deranged demons, it's your boy Zeonic Blader, and in this video I will be ranking every Demorc Ultra released in Bakugan Geogan Rising from worst to best. I'll be ranking them by their competitive viability in the Bakugan Pro TCG. The interesting thing about Demorc Ultra is that this is a Bakugan that is capable of double coring. A well-trained brawler will be able to take advantage of this, and as a result, pick up 2 cores instead of 1, so I will be also taking that into consideration when ranking these Bakugan. Double coring is something that was possible in the past, but in the Geogan Rising format became much more reliable and was something quite a few Bakugan could do. But enough talk, let's get on with the list. Number 6. Aquas Demorc Ultra. This Bakugan has a nice core lineup of Helix and Green Fist, with Helix being useful due to its versatility in giving good boosts in B power or damage. Aquas Demorc Ultra has a stat line of 900 B power and 1 damage. With Aquas Demorc, you're going to want to focus on B power. When on the plus 300 B power minus 3 damage Helix core, this Bakugan reaches 1500 B power. Unfortunately, just 50 B power less than the minimum we want, especially since we have quite a few Bakugan in the format with 1600 B power or more. Even then, this Bakugan does only 0 damage, and even if it were to double core and reach a number more close to 1600, it having to have a double core just to be viable, but also doing 0 damage is not worth the headache. Number 5. Ventus Demorc Ultra. This Bakugan has a nice core lineup of Fire Fist and Shield. Having a Fire Fist in the core lineup is great due to Fire Fist giving the highest damage boost in the game. Ventus Demorc Ultra has a stat line of 400 B power and 2 damage, as well as the effect of gaining 600 B power when on a Fire Fist. With Ventus Demorc Ultra, you're going to want to focus on B power and pray for a double core. If landing on the plus 250 B power plus 3 damage Fire Fist and on the plus 400 shield core, Ventus Demorc Ultra will reach a stat line of 1650 B power and 5 damage, which is pretty solid. However, there are a few Bakugan that are around 1600 B power that can reach it without having to double core. So having to double core just to be viable in the fray is a bit too risky for its own good. Number 3. Darken Demorc Ultra. This Bakugan has a poor core lineup of 2 Green Fists, which give a moderate boost in damage. Darken Demorc Ultra has a stat line of 700 B power and 4 damage. Its stats are unfortunately too low to really do much. However, with Demorc being able to double core frequently, when double coring with 2 of its plus 3 damage boosting Green Fist, it can reach the 10 damage minimum, which is what we want for a highest damage wins play. However, to need to have to double core just to reach a minimum is not worth it due to the possible risk of not double coring always being there. If there's a risk, then there should be a reward, and unfortunately 10 damage is not a good enough reward. Darken Demorc does have a 4-cost diamond evolution, and in a format with very few evolutions, Evo Destruction is more rare and cheap evolutions are more valuable. Diamond Demorc Ultra has a stat line of 1700 B power and 4 damage. This Bakugan also has 2 effects. First is Shadow Strike, which prevent its stats from getting lowered, which is solid due to the risk of accidentally double coring and getting a second core that you don't want that reduces stats, which this effect will prevent. Second is gaining 6 damage when on a Green Fist, which bumps the base damage of Demorc before core boost to 10, so on the plus 3 Green Fist it's at 13. However, with Diamond Demorc, I would focus on B power. With 2 plus 150 B power boosting Green Fist, that's 300 B power total, which gets Diamond Demorc to 2000 B power, which will be hard to get over in a format that mainly uses non-evolved Bakugan. I would argue that Diamond Demorc is the best evolution available in Geogan Rising due to its relatively low cost of 4. Unfortunately, what holds it back is being the evolved form of a pretty mediocre Bakugan. Number 3. Pyros Demorc Ultra. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of Helix and Fire Fist, which both give great boosts in damage. Pyros Demorc has a stat line of 200 B power and 7 damage, as well as the effect of gaining 400 B power when on a Helix core. With Pyros Demorc, you're going to want to focus on damage. When on the plus 6 damage boosting Fire Fist core, this Bakugan is at 13 damage, which is great for a highest damage wins play. Add in the double coring and picking up the minus 200 B power plus 5 damage Helix core, and Pyros Demorc can deal a whopping 18 damage, which a couple hits with that can end the game. Number 2, Aurelius Demorc Ultra. This Bakugan has an amazing core lineup of Helix and Fire Fist. Aurelius Demorc has a stat line of 500 B power and 3 damage, as well as the effect of gaining 600 B power when on a Fire Fist. You're going to want to focus on B power and pray for a double core. When on the plus 250 B power plus 3 damage Fire Fist and the plus 600 B power minus 3 damage Helix core, Aurelius Demorc Ultra reaches 1950 B power, which is amazing for a base form Bakugan. The downside being if it does not double core, it won't be viable in a battle against the meta. Number 1, Chaos Demorc Ultra. This Bakugan has a poor core lineup of 2 shield cores, which give a mid boost in B power or an extremely low boost in damage. Chaos Demorc Ultra has a stat line of 200 B power and 4 damage, as well as the effect of gaining a whopping 4 Frost Strike when on a shield core. Frost Strike increases the amount of resources needed to block an attack by the amount of Frost Strike the attacking Bakugan has. So, a 3 energy block card will instead become 7 energy, which is extremely deadly. With enough resources put into its damage, Chaos Demorc Ultra can be extremely deadly. Dark Fire Defense is great since it gives 99 damage to the Bakugan that's equipped with it, and with that 4 Frost Strike, it is very likely that a combo with that caliber will just end an entire game with that one attack. The downside being that there's quite a bit of preparation that is needed for it to get it all together. Well, this has been Zeonic Blader with my worst to best of the Geogan Rising Demorc Ultras. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what you think about this list. It was actually pretty tricky putting this list together due to having to take into account the double coring factor, so please be nice on my choices as there may be something I overlooked. Also be sure to let me know your favorite Demorc Ultra released in Bakugan Geogan Rising. Also hit the like button, or don't, I'm not the boss of you. But be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get updated whenever I upload. Until next time, see ya.